Now I finished doing my texture. Of course, you're going to want to finish doing yours, playing around. Now, if you have multiple layers, one thing I want to mention, I don't know if I mentioned, if you have multiple layers, instead of merging them down, if you right-click on the top layer and you go to flatten visible layers, they'll merge better to they'll merge together better than if you merge them down. Sometimes when you merge them down one after another, they kind of blur out and start to look stupid. Anyways, a lot of times also when you export from here, you right click on the screen, it saves your texture. That's not what your texture is going to look like. I mean, if I were to select paint, it looks really bright here, but actually that is what it's going to look like in game. So I actually need to darken this whole thing down, and to do that all we're going to do is we're just going to take it, put it in a GIMP, and fix the texture getting all bright like it does when it saves out of here. I think that has to do with saving it as R8, G8, B8. So don't worry about that. It's all fixable in GIMP. Alright, so once you get all this set up and painted, you go ahead and minimize out of 3ds, and we have our bikini bottom underscore D armor undies underscore D. That's what I saved mine as, texture I just created. I have to create a normal map for it before I do anything else. So I'm going to go ahead and open up GIMP. And give it a second. Alright, as soon as this loads up, go ahead, File. I'm going to select Open. Go to my, well, you have to go to your desktop first, then go find your folder with your custom armors, UMP custom armors. Go to Textures, select your armor undies texture you just made. Select OK. I'm going to go ahead and darken mine down now while I have it in here. I'm going to go to Colors, and I'm just going to go to brightness and contrast. I'm going to lower the brightness pretty far, and I'm going to raise my contrast up pretty good. Oop, that's too much. Alright, that looks pretty good. And I'll just do it like that and select OK. Alright, now once I've done that, I need to export this. So I'm going to File, Export it, and go to my armor undies where I just pulled it out from, and export it, save over it, replace it, yes. Compression, you have to set anything in here. The format, we want RGB8 because that's what we're saving with. No map maps, you can do map maps if you want, doesn't matter. Select OK. Right, now that that's done, we're going ahead and desaturate the colors. So go to Colors, Desaturate, Lightness is fine, select OK, then go to Colors and go to Levels. We raise the middle one up till it's almost black, pretty far, and then we drag the white one down until we can see it again. And you want something that looks kind of like that. Not too much. I want to drag my black away a little bit so I can kind of see some of my grays. And as soon as you get something you're happy with, I'm kind of happy with that. It's okay. I'll select OK. Something that looks kind of grayish and black, but kind of jet blacks and grays. I'm going to go up here to, as soon as you get this set up, right click, go to Filters, go to Map, and select Normal Map. I like to set mine to a 9:9. Select it to a wrap, and I like to raise my scale up to a 4-ish or a 5-ish, somewhere in there. 5 really shows through. I wonder what a 4 looks like. Drop back down by 1. I'm gonna go with a 5, and select OK when you get this set up the way you want it. There we go. There's our normal map. We're ready to go ahead and file and export it. So up here to go to File, click Export. I'm going to save it as Armor Undies, but we don't want underscore D. We don't want to overwrite it, so delete that. And we're going to save it as underscore in for normal map and select Export. Little window pops up. You can just leave the settings the same and select OK. And as soon as all that's done, go ahead and exit out of GIMP. So go to File, Quit. Discard changes is fine. Now we have both of our textures, underscore D and underscore in. So let's put the armor together and test it out in game. So our UMP custom armors, want to open that, and we go to Data, Meshes, Armor, Daedric, Test 1. Remember, this is from when we tested it the first time around. We built this. This has the top in it with the textures already set up. So we're going to double click that, open it up, and then we want to go ahead, get this window back up. In fact, just take this and drag it over to the left out of the way. And let's go in and go back to our data, or our UMP custom armors, go into backup, and remember we saved the belt 01 and undie 01. Double click that, open it up. We're just going to put it together. So remember, first thing we have to do is match up the NI node. So I'm going to select the NI node for the one that we're going to keep. Select this, copy that, cancel, select the NI node for the other one. You should know how to do this by now. We've done it a few times. Alright, zoom in. I'm going to select the armor. We don't want the body, we just want the armor. So hit Control C, go in here, hit Control V. And there it is. Now it's on the body with the armor. But it doesn't have a texture, so I have to put a texture. Easiest way to do this is just copy the texture from the one on top. So drop down 8, find its BS lighting shader property. We're just going to copy this and put it on this. So I'm just going to select it, hit Control C, copy it. Now I got to go down. Before I paste it, I'm going to select the 37, which is the undergarment. I'm going to drop down the list here, and you see this NI material property. We got to delete that. So highlight it, hit Control, delete. Now you're okay to paste. So select the NI tri-shape, hit Control V. There's our good lighting shader. So now we select 37, which is the NI tri-shape for the undergarment. Drop it down. Go ahead and open up properties, and we're going to assign 42 is the number. And then hit enter. Okay, that puts it on the body. Now I'm going to go ahead, select the BS lighting shader property, open it up, select the BS shader texture set. This is for the armor. Drop the textures down. Now we need to assign these to the right ones, but we haven't put our texture inside the folder. We're done with this now, so you can go ahead and X out of it. Leave your armor, your finalized one open. And go ahead and close your UMP custom armors for now. And we got to put these textures in game so we can assign a texture address to it. So we're going to go to our UMP customs shortcut for our textures. You know, it's data textures close UMP customs, or whatever you named your texture folder inside the game directory, and Control V them in here. Whoops, Control C, Control V. There they are. So I just put them in the game. So now I got to assign them. So I can select this, hit Control Copy. Or actually, don't even have to do that, because this will take you right to it, because we already assigned it when we assigned the breastplate. So just select the cogwheel, and it'll put you in the right window. Go ahead and select Armor Undies underscore D. This is the bottom half of the body. And remember, we're going to have to change the address. And go ahead and assign the normal map as well. Armor Undies underscore N. Now let's fix the address. So everything before the T, we select there, and we just delete all that. And then do the other one, double click. And everything before the T, select that, and delete it. Now we're good. Now we can test this out in game. So let's go ahead and File, Save As. And we're already in our Daedric Test 1 folder. Now if you want, you can go back to Daedric, right click, create a new folder, and call it Test 2. This is now a new phase of the process. Double click Test 2. We should already have the naming convention for it, and click Save. Alright, now it's saved. You can minimize this window, and you can go ahead and close this. We already have it in game. Well, you can just minimize this if you want. And let's put it in game. So we got to go to our UMP custom armors. Drag it over to the left, to right rather, Data, Meshes, Armor, Daedric, Test 2, where we just saved our Daedric. Select it, hit Control C, and we want to put it in game. So double click our Daedric shortcut for the game folder. Select the window and hit Control V, copy and replace. All right, close this, and let's see what it looks like in game. Alright, here we are in game, and as you can see, my armor shows up just good. The textures match pretty well because I'm using a gray. And if they didn't match that well, all you'd have to do is just go into GIMP, adjust them, or you can just repaint them. I mean, we have the originals with the map, the UV map already set up, so you just load up one of those originals with the correct UV map, fix your textures, you know, just repaint over everything, and save your textures one at a time. In fact, you could import this entire armor, you know, all put together like this and paint on it. Everything looks good, but this looks really nice. You know, I still think she needs a lot of details added in. I need to, you know, put some kind of rivets around the belt, some kind of neat rivet effect, and also should probably, she's going to need some leg armor on this, so I'm going to put some armor around the legs. Again, my armor is very skimpy. You can make yours however you want it. Yeah, I'm a real perv. Whatever, you guys love it. You know it. Anyways, this looks great. I mean, this is really coming together. That line, it's kind of there, but you can't really see it where we made the symmetry. looks fine. I mean, you can't even tell. Now, you may see some slight bending, like in the front of the armor or something. That's just because of the way the body sits on the bones and the way your character's standing. Anyways, you always want to test, pull out your weapon anytime you created a new armor and you're testing it. Pull out a weapon and swing. That gives you a lot of hip movement. I'm gonna go ahead and equip my other weapon in the other hand. I'll put it in the right hand and swing it around a bit. I might do some more texture work on that undergarment before I upload it, but yeah, looks like it needs some more work done. But anyways, I still want to go ahead and I'm going to be creating a pair of something around the legs, you know. And I also want some pauldrons on this armor. We still have to make the helmet and the gloves and the boots and like a face mask. Got a lot of work to do still ahead of us. But go ahead and get yours in game. Now, if you've made it this far and you already have an undergarment and a top piece to your armor, I'd like it, if you show me your progress, upload your armor to the Skyrim Nexus on the mods webpage. You can find it by just going there and searching for Nightasy, just Nightsy, and I'm sure you'll be able to find the mod page associated with this. Just upload a screenshot in your white room of the different angles of your armor, 3 or 4 different angles, and show everybody else what you've created so far, and so maybe they can look at yours and get some ideas, or just kind of be encouraging to people just starting out. So again, I'll see you guys for the next video when we are going to create some pieces around the legs and possibly some pauldrons. And we're just going to keep going one piece at a time until we're ready to release. So have a lot of fun, guys, and I hope to see some screenshots up pretty soon on the Skyrim Nexus.